as Anandita said, this wasn't to be a part of the schedule, and sorry, but I'm thankful for sorry. Can you hear me? Yeah. Well, this is the under my editorship. The first was themed on nationalism and nationhood, a very burning subject, and it continues to be debated. This second issue is on women and the law. And as the Attorney General says, it's only about women, but it's not. We actually have very handsome contributions by men to this issue as well, and I insisted on it. The last year and a half has seen a whole string of very path-breaking, epoch-making judgments concerning women, starting with triple talaq last year and very recently Sabrimala. And of course, all of this continues to evoke a lot of debate, but that's what this issue is about. We've had some very interesting contributions by starting with the Honorable Speaker, Lok Sabha, and this is also about her journey from a homemaker to a 5-time parliamentarian and eventually Speaker of the Lok Sabha. We have a former judge of this court, Justice Ranjana Desai, who has given us a very touching contribution, well, on her own account, her own journey, her own forays into the legal profession and what she faced. We have a former senior Bollywood actress who has said something very interesting about patriarchy, both on screen and off screen. We have a lot of other well, senior advocates as well as very young advocates who have contributed very richly to this issue on a whole range of issues, starting with, you know, before the female child is even conceived. Sex determination, right to the right to education, the right to choose a career, the right to marry, the right to a conducive working environment, the right against sexual harassment, and we even have a sitting judge talk about Me Too, which is as you know, as current as you get. So I hope you find this. I'm sure you will find this very interesting. Some of the subjects which have been raised here, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Diwan. Now we are in the last leg of today's evening, the vote of thanks. But before I do that, just a few responses to the concerns that were expressed here. On the website issue, in fact, this is the real problem with the too much of information. Sometimes in our lives, we don't want to be remembered. Sometimes we just want to be forgotten, but it doesn't really happen. And these are the legal challenges that we face all the time. And that is also one of the challenges that we did face in Bar Association of India. Because although the website changed, the company running it didn't actually die down, died its natural death. And these are the kind of problems. You get directed, when you type something in Google, you do get directed to information that you may not want. The person where it originates may not want there to be there, but it does happen. So I'm very happy to inform that there is already a new website, although that also needs a lot of homework from our side. And I do promise that I'm just 2 months old. Give me some more time, and maybe along with our team, we will definitely improve. On our response to the issue of why Bar Association of India, there is already a Bar Council. In fact, I'm actually reminded by Mr. Prashant that on the day of inauguration, when it was happening, it was a grand event. And I must also remind all of you, many of you are part of the association from the very beginning. In fact, Bar Association was conceived prior to the Advocates Act came into being. And it was continued with the spirit that we need an alternative to the statutory bar councils, because they may not be in a position to take a position. So Bar Association of India was meant to take that position. And I'm also very happy to share that since 2009 and thereafter, one of the most important things that the Bar Association has done to challenge the constitutional validity of NJSC, and we did succeed. So there are many events that may not get highlighted, reported, doesn't really matter. What has really driven the Bar Association of India to do the work on the field, on the ground. And I'm very happy that we are, in a certain way, are able to do it. As Mr. Bhasin was rightly saying, we are trying to connect to various universities in the country. Only last month, we did visit the Nirma University in Ahmedabad, and we did interact with the students and the teachers over there and shared their concern as well as expressed how it feels like to be in Supreme Court and what litigation means. So we are taking few steps towards that, Judge. And on the issue of ADR, as I did mention, while proudly announcing the name of two very eminent and prominent mediators of this country to receive the award, that Bar Association of India is consciously now thinking of making the ADR movement successful. So these are the few steps that the Bar Association has been taking. And in fact, the last, before I actually proceed on thanking all those who made this event a success, the last thought that comes to my mind, if we all read the Constituent Assembly debates, then when we see that when Dr. Rajendra Prasad actually got elected as the permanent chairperson, many were called to give their address and thank him, congratulate him, and also to guide him in a way and explain what exactly is our desire, what we aspire, and what should be his role like. And one of the first and the most prolific speakers there was Dr. Radhakrishnan. And there are two things that he said, that he congratulated Dr. Rajendra Prasad by saying, I'm quite sure that one of the things that we have to forget and clear ourselves of is the slavery of the mind. These are the words. So the slavery of the mind that we had to come out of. And he definitely, the entire Constituent Assembly thought that Dr. Rajendra Prasad would do that very, very successfully, and he will be a true leader in that sense. While saying so, Dr. Radhakrishnan also said one more thing. He said, it's the gentleness and the humbleness of Dr. Rajendra Prasad which had helped us choose this leader unanimously. And therefore, I think that reminds all of us two very important aspects as lawyers. Many a time we forget when we are inside the courtroom. The gentleness and the humbleness which really helps. Now coming to the formal vote of thanks, I'm extremely happy, and from the bottom of my heart, I must thank the judges, Justice Lokur, in fact, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, one of his pioneering contribution has been his lawyering during the Champaran movement. In fact, that is what drew him closer to Mahatma Gandhi. There was no social justice bench by then, but if it would have been there, Dr. Rajendra Prasad would have been before the social justice. Thank you for being here on a working day. Thank you, Justice Menon, for taking your time out and joining us and sharing your thought with us. Thank you, the learned Attorney General for India, for being with us and sharing your thought. In fact, at one moment, when the government of India had thought of abolishing the position of Attorney General for India, it was Bar Association of India in 1960s, which had fought for it. And that is the history and tradition of Bar Association of India. I'm really grateful that the Attorney General has joined us this evening. I'm also grateful to our President, Dr. Lalit Bhasin. I'm grateful to the Vice President, Mr. Chandok, without whose permission I had included his name. I'm grateful to our editor, our President-elect, who are also on the dais. I'm in fact most grateful to all the awardees, those who are here, those who have traveled from various places of this country to receive this award, to honor us really, that they are accepting this award for their great contribution to the legal profession. I'm also indeed grateful to Professor Singh for being here and accepting this award from the Bar Association of India. In his august presence, I could also see many of my teachers from Delhi University, Professor Khanna, many vice-chancellors, those who have come from various other places, for gracing this occasion. Thank you all the law teachers. It is because of you that good lawyers are always made. Thank you to all of the dignitaries, those who are present here. Thank you to all the colleagues, and most importantly, thank you to Mr. Sharma, Subodh, as well as Roshan, who actually sat with me till late in the night to prepare for this day. Thank you, everyone. May I now request everyone to kindly join us for high tea. Sharma ji bhi.